got the Tommy Temper Show coming to you live from Sylvan Lake.
Out in Alberta where the Rockies rise, Tommy Temper streaming with fire in his
Oh,
eyes.
yeah.
On the lake house glowing in the moonlight gleam. He's the YouTube king of the widest stream.
How's everyone doing today?
Tommy Temper, you're a great guy.
Looks like another nice day out here on the lake.
Spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none. Hot tub bubbling under starlit skies. He's calling out the
Oh,
haters
yeah.
with truth in his lines. Talking about the world from the left to the right. Tommy's got the mic, keeping it tight.
That's right.
Tommy Temper, you're a great guy.
Thank you very much for the kudos.
With a spark in your eye. Conspiracy
I hope you're doing well today.
politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none. Lake house vibes where the mountains meet the stream. He's dodging all the trolls like a champion dream. From Alberta's heart, he's lighting up
Let's
the
go.
night. Tommy Temper's truth is his guiding light. With a wink and a grin, he's taking on the fight. Spilling all the tea in the YouTube life. From the hot tub to the Rockies, he's living it free. Tommy Temper's the streamer we all want to see. Oh,
Tommy Temper.
you're a great guy.
Thank you very much.
Battling trolls with a spark in your eye. Conspiracy theories, politics and fun. Streaming from the Rockies, you're second to none. So raise a glass to Tommy, the legend of the land. From Alberta's lake house, he's taking a stand with the Rockies.
Thank you very much, Phoenix Tide.
Tub steaming, Tommy Temper, the hero
Appreciate that.
of YouTube dreaming. She's streaming Tommy Temper.
Let's go. Let's get this little show on the road here. Good to see everyone in the chat. We're live. We're always live. Well, most of the time we're live, unless I put up one of those little short videos, you know, that run about 20 seconds long or something like that. Hey, RV, good to see you in there. Hopefully you're doing well. I was kind of out and about there yesterday. Fry TV, hey, nice to see you. Yeah, we got hey, lots of fun in the sun, whatever. We were out on the beach yesterday having a bit of fun, riding the golf cart around, just getting a lot of sun basically, and taking it a little bit easy. I wasn't live. I didn't go live, I don't know what, for maybe a couple of days there now. Just you know, I don't know. I get doing stuff first thing in the morning, and you know, I'm watching other streamers until maybe about 12 or so, and then I get mobile in the golf cart and whatever, driving around town or heading down to the beach. And lately we've been kind of spending time actually on the beach. Whatever, we had our lawn chairs out there, and had my feet in the water, and the lawn chairs were right at the beach there, you know, set up right on the shore. And yeah, getting a little bit of sun. Well, of course, the kind of lawn chair that I have has a kind of a shade element on the top of the lawn chair, so we don't have to sit in the direct sun. So yeah, we're like out there where you can see where the action is there. Watching the boats running around there. I wish I had my boat on the go. It's not ready to go there yet. It's like a long, I probably won't even have that boat going this year. So we'll put that on the shelf until next year. Yeah, there's so many problems with an old boat that I don't want to risk taking it out there and, you know, be bailing water and stuff like that. And the other thing is that if I do put a boat out there, I have to anchor it and leave it out there. And when you leave it out there, you know, leave it with the wind and the rain and everything else. And I've seen some boats capsize and whatever with the big storms we've been having there lately. Lots of wind and lots of rain and stuff like that. Hey, we got Mater in there. Mater, what's up? What's up? Good to see you in there. Thanks for popping in there. We got Mater in the house. We got Fry TV. Good to see you there, Fry. Canada RV is in there. Hey, Phoenix Tide. And yeah, who else is in there? Well, I'm not sure who else is in there, but people are popping in here as the stream gets going here. But good to see everyone. Hopefully everyone is having a great August. I know down, if you're in the southern part of the States there, you probably got some pretty hot weather happening there. I've been hearing. I was watching a story on a place called Slab City. If you know anything about Slab City, it's let's see, the place down there in California where there used to be a military base, and they took all the buildings down. So now all there are is just the concrete slabs all over the place, and it's being taken over by, a bunch of nefarious type people that are like living off the land, that kind of thing. And lately, the story that I've been hearing is that they found lithium in and around that area, so they're wanting to clear out that whole area and start to mine the lithium over there. So, but anyways, the other thing is that the temperatures out there have been like averaging 115 degrees Fahrenheit and stuff like that during the summertime. So it's pretty hot out there in the middle of the desert. It's like mostly sand and stuff like that. Phoenix is hot AF this week. It'll be in the 50s or so. That's pretty hot. So if it's Celsius, 50 degrees Celsius is hot. Here, we've been running about in the mid 20s, between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius up here. So to me, that's a hot day. Like 25 degrees, that's a nice hot day. It's like pretty much you need to have a little bit of a wind, like look at right here. You can see the trees beside me here blowing a little bit in the wind. So it is a little bit of a hot day. Hey, what's that? I always get something with a Canadian flag on it right behind me here. Like what's the matter with that? I don't want to see that Canadian flag there. I want to see some independence flags, some Alberta flags and stuff like this blowing in the wind out there. Like I have this on the back of my golf cart. And the Alberta flag is blowing around when I go driving my golf cart around Sylvan Lake here. And we absolutely get a lot of people giving us thumbs ups and honking their horn and saying, hey, Tommy, great job. And, I'll pull up whatever somewhere and stop somewhere. And some guy will yell over and go, hey, I love the flag, love what you're, standing for, and, all that kind of stuff. So the amount of people here, and of course, but a lot of people are like pro Alberta independence up here in Alberta. But of course, we do see a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but there are a few people flying the Canadian flag around here, or have these signs up there. The independence type signs and stuff like that. So yeah, there is some stuff like that going on that we have to worry about. Well, not really worry about, but. We know that there are some people that are totally against Alberta independence. Red Mama, or Mama Red, hey, good to see you in there. We got Edward Cam in there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Edward Cam. Tuber Temper, looking very good. Thumbs up with that one here. Well, we're another day older and deeper in debt, but we're maybe one of these days I'll get one of those things there. A sailboat. Sailboat would be neat, especially with the winds that we're getting around here. You can sail around, sailing away. It would just be a good thing. A good thing to be on the on the lake, sailing around a little bit. But on the other hand, I'm into golf carting around and stuff like that. So I love the golf carting. It is a good time, a great time. Let's see here. Yeah, I did. Let's see. I caught some other stuff here that was kind of interesting. Come join the blue is one thing that I found here. Just hang on a second. Just see this video here. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Bring it into a window. Oh, here we go. Here's our nice little window already set up. Okay, so this one here is by the Alberta Man Saga. Is who did this production here. And let me just play this little video here. And it's like, that we're a pro-Alberta independence. And this is a little bit of depiction of Alberta independence against the forever Canadian people. And speaking about being out there on the lake and stuff like that. Let's check out this video here for a little bit of fun here to start the show off.
The big old ship called Canada was leaning to one side. Tommy wore the captain's hat. Just ignore the rising tide.
Tommy Lasizik.
Alberta pulled up next to them.
Whoa, looking good.
In a sturdy ship of blue. We're not leaving you behind. There's room aboard for you.
That's right. Come on
Come
over.
join the blue. Come join the blue. Before the Canada ship goes down.
Oh no.
Tommy keeps on smiling while
He's going
the
down.
water swirls around. You can bring your maple flag. We won't hold that against you. The Alberta ship is steady, so come and join the blue.
That's right. That's right. Come on over. If you live in Canada,
Stood proudly on.
come on over to Alberta
They shouted she will never sink
because you're going down.
as water reached their necks. They
Especially under
called
Carney.
Alberta foolish for pointing out the leak. Then quietly asked Alberta man, is there a spare seat? Come join the blue. Come join the blue.
Join the blue.
Before the Canada ship goes down.
She's going down with the
Band
With
is
the band.
still performing, but the piano's floating now.
That's right. The piano's
You
floating
can
away.
bring your maple flag.
Come on down.
We won't hold that against you. The Alberta ship is waiting, so come and join the blue.
Woohoo, big blue.
Winston stood up at the bow.
Our friendly dog.
Across the sea. One passenger looked down and said, that dog makes sense to me.
Come on.
He climbed aboard
Got a life raft for you.
ship. Then others followed too. Tommy yelled, don't leave this ship, while his captain's chair floated through. Come join the blue. Come join the blue.
Come join the blue.
Before the Canada ship is gone. You can keep pretending, but you can't keep floating on.
Genie.
Alberta threw the final rope, and Tommy grabbed it too. She
Hawk
pulled
one,
into
Troy.
the Alberta ship. That's what Albertans do.
Woohoo.
Get in, Tommy.
Tommy might even come on aboard here.
I mean,
To
just
Alberta.
just the mere knowledge that he knew enough,
Oh yeah.
or
Oh
knew somebody
yeah, the
close
full
enough to act as
chase.
the mark
Yeah.
to drop that.
Oh yeah, I was watching this guy. I was watching this video of this guy there last night, and he was on this dirt bike. It was an ABC thing there from LA, I think, and they were following this guy on this dirt bike, and it was a phenomenal chase. Phenomenal chase. I was gonna play it over here, but yeah, not right here at the moment. Yeah. Anyways, that was a good little ditty that I saw there. That was courtesy of. Let's see who was that now. Let me just mute that and go back one page to give you the name of that again. Oh, let's see here. That was coming to us from the Alberta Man Saga, is the name of the channel that little video came from there, where they're doing it with AI, of course, and they've got lots of different AI stuff going on over there. So check out the Alberta Man Saga. Just do a quick search for it on YouTube if you're into watching more videos, AI videos with music, about Alberta independence. So yeah, we like that kind of stuff. That's for sure. Let's see what else is going on here in Alberta. Oh, first of all, with Edmonton, my home city. Apparently there's going to be a pride parade, one of these pride parades. You probably heard about them, where you've got, people that get dressed up and then they go walking down the street and, Basically, there's a few boobs. You might see a few boobs, and you might see some junk hanging out and stuff like that. Generally, you will see some stuff like that. I don't know. Are those pride parades children friendly? I don't know if they bill them out as that, but I do see children out there because the people that are in favor of pride, they bring their children out there, and I don't know if that's indoctrination or what those pride parades are all about. But anyways, there's this big controversy going on here with the city police, the Edmonton City Police. Let me just bring that one up a little bit here so that you can see that sign there. They've got the Edmonton Police Service. There's a big controversy going on, and apparently the Edmonton Police will be skipping the Pride Parade amid boycott threats that are going on in Edmonton. So with that story, Edmonton Police will not join because they're actually, the police were supposed to be in the parade, right? And you know how the police forces, like in the old days, the police would raid these gay bathhouses and stuff like that, and the police, kind of got a bad reputation for raiding the bathhouses, and the gay people were like, well, the police are not with us, they're against us, they're raiding us, and throwing us in jail for doing our stuff. And of course, in days gone by, the things that gay people did were probably illegal, and I don't know if the laws have changed since then, or they're just not enforcing the laws now, or whatever. But the police departments, across the land have kind of bowed down to the gay people, and now you even see police cars that have, like the gay stripes on them, or the rainbow, I should say, on the police cars. We've seen that. Part of Bonza, good to see you. And Real Red Mama, hey, good to see you. We got Carrie's Musings in there. Quack is in there. They used to raid the bathhouses there, and stuff like that. Let's see what that comment was there. I knew two other leaving Alberta for Ontario while I was there. And you have two others. Yeah, I know. You're gonna get those Liberals. The Liberals are going to be leaving Alberta for Ontario, which good riddance to the Liberals. If you don't want to be with us Conservatives here in Alberta, well, you're welcome to move anywhere you want in Canada. We're not telling anybody to get out. We're not saying leave, get out of Canada, or get out of Alberta, or whatever. You're free to do whatever you want to do. This is a free country, but above all, don't tell us that we can't vote, right? That we can't have a vote, that we can't have democracy. And this is what apparently the Canadian forever people are out for, is they're going, no, don't vote, because right now Alberta is going to have a vote to vote for independence. Let's just get over that story first. Okay, because on the 19th of October, we are going to have a vote for whether or not we should vote for independence. That's what the vote is about. We're not going to vote for independence, but we're just going to vote to have a vote for independence. So if you vote yes, that means that you are in favor of democracy, right? And if you vote no, that means that you are not in favor of democracy, and that you probably like communism or Marxism or dictatorships or stuff like that, where people are not allowed to vote for things. So just remember that of what that's all about. So if you're in favor of a democracy that we live in, and that you're in favor of people being able to vote for whether or not they should do things, well, then you would be right in voting to vote, okay? If that makes sense to you. So just, telling you what this vote is all about. So we're not voting to, leave Canada. That's not what this vote is about. That's what we wanted it to be about. That's what people that signed the plebiscite, we signed that plebiscite to vote to have an independent Alberta. That's what the vote was all about. But our premier, went and changed it around, switched it around, and now it's a kind of a bait and switch thing where they took our plebiscite that with 300,000 people signed, and instead of actually putting on the vote on the ballot for us to vote for independence, she actually changed it to should Alberta vote for independence? It is the most stupid thing ever. Absolutely stupid. So anyways, that's what the whole thing is about. So yeah, you've got people, and even guys like Brett, where are you, Brett? Brett should be in here. He's probably sleeping because he stays up late at night. Brett, where are you?
Fuck all the fucking way off.
Yeah, I know. He's saying that if Alberta does vote for independence and does become independent, he's actually going to leave Alberta. So he may very well end up over there in Ontario with you there, RV. So look forward to RV being your buddy over there. You and him can go, hang out at the campground there. He likes campfires and stuff like that too. So you guys can be drinking some beer around the campfire and arguing over Palestine and stuff like that. Okay, over in Ontario. Maple Boy, hey, good to see you. Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna vote here in Alberta, and of course, you guys know which side of the fence that I'm on. You know which way I'm gonna vote, okay? Because it's pretty much, hey, this is the way it is. By the way, I was listening to Jeffrey Rath today. He was on the Crichton Report there this morning live. Yeah, somebody buy Jeffrey Rath a microphone there, because he's always like 10 feet from his laptop or whatever there, and you can barely hear what he's saying and echoing and shit like that. Just somebody buy him a lapel microphone or something like that. Jeffrey Rath. Well, you need a microphone. By the way, I'd love to have some of these guys like Jeffrey Rath on my program here as a guest on my program. I need somebody that's like a back-end worker, a secretary. If I had a secretary for my show would just be spectacular, because I could have, like all these different guests coming on here. I could have Danielle Smith as a guest. I could have Mark Carney as a guest. Well, I don't know if Mark Carney would come on my show, because he actually banned me and turfed me out, threw me out of his little get-together that he had in Edmonton there. I went there to video what he was up to, Mark Carney, before he became Prime Minister. And the Secret Service showed up there, and they told the security to turf Tommy Temper out of the lot and not be able to video Mark Carney. So apparently Mark Carney is not a friend of mine. I'm apparently on some kind of a list, a banned list. I'm probably on that banned list that the government gave to all these Fortune 500 companies or whatever in Canada. To whatever, not deal with me or something like that, So yeah, I better not be trying to go to a bank and trying to get a loan or something like that, because they probably wouldn't give me a loan if it was one of the big 5 banks or something like that, or whatever. If I tried to get a job at one of those big companies, I'm on that list, the convoy list, the blacklist of people that aren't allowed. You're not allowed. Oh, you're a bad guy. Yeah. I'm just surprised that it didn't get my bank account, zipped up, whatever, illegally, by the way. Yeah. But anyways, let's get back to the story, about the Edmonton City Police and the poor gay people there, the LGBTQ people. The Edmonton Police will not join this year's Pride Parade after the 2 SLGBTQ plus organizations threatened to boycott. Well, no, maybe not all the organizations, but I know at least one organization, the organization that I know about, and they're the people that stand over on White Avenue on 103rd Street, known as Pride Corner. And there's this lady that dresses up in this big multicolored rainbow outfit, and she claims to be queer, and she shouts racist all day long, at various people on the street there. And I don't even feel safe walking by that location with all those lunatics out on the street dressing up in all kind of different colors there. Unbelievable. But anyways, those organizations, her in particular, and that organization particular, the 103rd Street Pride Corner group, threatened to boycott the parade over policing concerns and safety for Black, Indigenous, trans, and queer members. The decision allows the first parade in 7 years. Oh no, the first parade in 7 years. I wonder why they haven't had a parade in 7 years. Anyone wonder? Because of all the infighting between all the different groups, you know, and all their different concerns, because you've got the Black Lives Matter people, the Indigenous people, the trans people, the queer people, the gay people, and the who knows whatever else people, and none of them can ever agree on anything. They're always infighting between the bunch of them there. It's unbelievable. The decision allows the first parade in 7 years to proceed this weekend. Unbelievable. I'm going to miss it too. Oh, unfortunately, I won't be in Edmonton this weekend, which is actually probably a good thing. A good thing for me and my children, that we will not be anywhere around White Avenue for that parade. So, yeah, I'm not promoting it at all. I'm not promoting it. I'm not promoting that anybody should go there. I'm just giving you the details on what's going on there. In fact, they kicked the police department out of the parade. The police department wanted to be carrying a sign like you see right there. And, you know, it says Edmonton Police, and it's got the rainbow on the sign. And those people are probably... I don't know if they're gay people in the police department or LGBTQ people in the police department, or what they are, or why they would actually be there. Or I don't know, are they heterosexual people with just a gay sign? I don't know. I have no idea what kind of police would actually be in the gay parade. But I think they're just in there, or trying to put their sign in the parade just to sort of appease the LGBTQ community and make them seem like, don't worry about us. We're like on your side. We're good people. Well, you know, you and I all know what the police departments are about, right? They're about enforcing the laws. Really. They're about enforcing the laws. So why the hell do the police departments have to go and like say, hey, we're gay, you know, like put signs in and walk in the parades and you know, make everyone believe that, what is that? Are they trying to make everyone believe that everyone in the police department is gay or something? I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why they would even want to actually be in the parade. It's like me being a heterosexual guy holding a sign, you know, with a rainbow on it and being part of the parade, you know, like that's kind of what it's akin to. I don't know that the whole police department is gay. I wouldn't believe that at all. So I don't know why they would have a sign like that in there. I would have to believe that there would be some people in the police department that would be against that ideology and would be going and shaking their head and going, "No, I'm part of an organization, and they're flying that flag, and I'm against that," you know. So yeah, for even the police to come up with a sign like that and try and be part of the parade, I don't see it. It's like they're trying to make some people feel good, and I guess the community, the Pride community in Edmonton, are like not having any of that. They don't believe it. They think that it's fake, whatever. They think that they're being hard done by the police department, and they're like kicking the police out of the parade and going, "Yeah, you're not allowed here." You know, and that's all there is to it. The decision allows the first parade in 7 years to proceed this weekend with officers handling security, okay, like sweeps and road closures following recent violence. Oh no, violence. Oh geez, what kind of violence is going on there? Violence between who? What kind of violence? What are you talking about? Reaction split between those praising the respect for the community input and critics who say it overlooks supportive LGBTQ plus officers and event protection needs. So fight going on between some of the event organizations and the police department. It's hard to, it's like me showing up over there on White Avenue, and I go, hey, I've got some friends that are gay, and they go, no, you're racist. You're racist. You're racist. You're racist. 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 And they shout out racist, racist, and they point racist at you if you're anywhere near where they are. And I go, what do you mean I'm racist? I don't have anything against LGBTQ people. You guys can do whatever the hell you want. Just don't indoctrinate my children. That's all. Oh, you're racist. You're racist. No, I've got friends that are LGBTQ. I've got friends that are gay. I know people that are gay. Like, you guys do what you want to do, but that doesn't mean that I have to partake in whatever you're up to. Like, I enjoy just being a heterosexual. Not, what's wrong with that? But you don't have to point your finger at me and call me a racist over stuff like that. So, anyways, that's my take on that. I'm not trying to bash the community. You guys do what you want to do, and have a nice parade, but I'm not going to be there, because if I was there and I was holding my camera and I was doing a video, they'd be rolling by going, Tommy Temper, you racist, So there's no reason for me to be there. They don't like me. I'm just, I'm different. I'm different than they are, and they're different than I am, and let's just leave it at that, right? Do what you want to do, get together, do the scissors thing or whatever you're up to, and just have fun. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm just a regular guy, that wants regular things for my regular children. Dash and Grandma, good to see you in there. Hey, nice to see you in there. Let's see who else we missed in there. We got lots of people popping in here. Let's see. We got U-Haul TV in there. We got Partabonza in there. We got Quack in there. Quack, good to see you. Made it. Living downtown near the ledge. Wow, you're going to be able to come to some ledge things there if you live, near the ledge. By the way, I saw some videos that you, or not videos, but photos that you've been posting on Facebook there. So good for you. Good to see that you got your pets back there, and everything seems to be kind of falling in place. I know you were kind of on the edge there a bit when things happened with the flood with your unit there in Edmonton. I mean, lots of rain and stuff, and lots of people got flooded out all over the place, and sorry to hear that happened to you, but slowly Quack is getting your things back together again, so good to see that. Again, we got Real Red Mama in there. We got Partabonza in there. U-Haul TV, good to see you. Good to see you all. We got Maple Boy in there. Maple Boy, hey, big ups to you. Nice to see you. We got Spring Rebirth in there. Spring Rebirth. Hey, what's up? We got Dash and Grandma popping in. Robert Sinclair. Hey, good to see you there, Robert. Hopefully you're feeling well. We got Brenda in there. Brenda, hey, nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. And not too sure who else is in there. I know we've got probably about 50 people watching right now on the different platforms. We're coming to you live on X, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. A bunch of channels on YouTube. And looking good. Thanks a lot for everyone looking good. Spring Rebirth saying, why don't I move to the U.S.? Well, who's telling me to move to the U.S.? And I usually, when people say or ask me questions like that, those are usually left-wing women, or left-wing people in Canada. Liberal people in Canada are usually saying that, because they go, well, you're not a Canadian because you want Alberta independence. Yeah. Well, what about all the people in Quebec that voted for independence? What about them? Are you over there hassling all the people in Quebec that voted for independence over in Quebec? Huh? Are you hassling them? Huh? What about the raw deal that Alberta has been getting in Canada? What about that? Hey? Hey, you guys, it's easy for you to say, why don't you move to the U.S.? Why should I move to the U.S.? Like, what does the U.S. have to do with anything? I live in Alberta. You know, I don't need to move anywhere. I live in Alberta. I was born in Alberta. And what's the big reason for me to move to the U.S.? What do you think that I am embracing the U.S.? I have nothing to do with the U.S. The U.S. is the United States, and that's a completely different country than Canada. I live in the province of Alberta, and as far as I'm concerned, living in the province of Alberta, I put my province first. I don't know where you live in Canada, but do you put your province first, or are you Canadian first? You know, or are you a New World Order person first? Are you thinking of amalgamating with China? Are you going with the Carney program where you're trying to do more deals with China and get more cozier with China, and you love Chinese, police stations in Canada and stuff like that? Who are you with? Where are you with? Why don't you move to China there, Spring Birth? You know, if you're in Canada and you think that Canada is so great, and you know that Carney is trying to make that one world or New World Order with China, why don't you move to China? Hey, how about that? How about if I said stuff like that to you? How would you feel? You know, like, don't be stupid. You know, that's a stupid comment, and you're trying to maybe get under my skin or something like that, but it's not going to work because I am Alberta first, okay? First. It doesn't matter whether Alberta is an independent country or whether Alberta is in Canada. I will always be Alberta first because this is where I was born. This is where my roots are. This is where I live. So there's no need to say, Tommy, why don't you move to the United States? You know, that is just absolute absurdity. And that is something that a woman would say. Okay. So I don't know where you are, where you live. Give us more information, Spring Rebirth. Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you want to move? Where should you live? Robert Sinclair, everyone had to register prior to the event, which you did not do, Tommy. You were never banned or targeted. I don't know. I was banned. No, Robert, you're wrong. Because, okay, there was two things with the event, okay? Number one, the event occurred inside of a building, okay? Inside of a building. The building was located on a strip mall, okay? A strip mall that had a parking lot and public access, okay? So the event, this is talking about the Carney event in Edmonton, okay? And I was not registered for the actual event that was located inside of the building. You're absolutely right about that, okay? And I did not intend to go inside of the building. All I wanted to do was just go there to the event outside of the building and hang out with the people, maybe see the future Prime Minister, Mark Carney, who was the head of the Liberal Party, show up, maybe get out of his car, maybe do a video of him, maybe he might give a speech outside of the building or whatever. Who knows? I don't know what was going to happen. But all I went there for is just to video him arriving, at the event, not to be in the building at the event. So you're right. I did not register to be in the building at the event, okay? And so, but what happened is when I did show up there, Mark Carney's Secret Service showed up there, and they instructed the strip mall security to trespass me off of the property, okay? That's what Mark Carney did. Okay, so all I can say is shame on you, Mark Carney, for trespassing me off of it was, I have to agree, it was a private property. It was absolutely private property, but the private property had lots of shops on it, right? It wasn't just the building where he was doing his event. There were stores and all kind of stuff on that property, right? It was an outdoor strip mall, right? Outdoor strip mall with parking spaces and stuff like that. But Mark Carney's Secret Service instructed me to tell security to trespass me off of the parking lot off of the strip mall property. Okay, that's what Mark Carney did. I was never invited to the thing. Yeah, you're right. I didn't apply to be on there. Just like a whole bunch of other people were not inside the building. There were lots of people that were on that strip mall, right? And very, very few people got trespassed off of there. But it was select few people that they had their eyes on and that were apparently on some kind of a Mark Carney liberal black list. So, yeah, I'm absolutely on a liberal Mark Carney black list to never be allowed to attend one of his events or never to be allowed to stand outside of one of his events. And you can pretty much bet that if Mark Carney showed up anywhere around where I am here in Alberta, and if I tried to at least stand outside of a building of wherever he might have been, I would be trespassed off of the property. Okay, just because Mark Carney, he doesn't like me, he doesn't like Tommy Temper, he doesn't like what I have to say, and for that reason, I absolutely despise Mark Carney. I despise everything that he's doing. I despise him as a Prime Minister of Canada. I despise anytime I see him flapping his lips and whatever, enriching Brookfield, I will absolutely watch what he's doing and call him out. By the way, that brings up a good point. I was in this, and I'm not a TikToker, okay? I'm not a TikToker, okay? Let me put it to you that way, because some of you guys, you're into TikTok and stuff like that, and I know that a lot of people are like, oh, TikTok, oh, man, that's owned by China or whatever. I don't know if it's still owned by China. I think they sold it to the Americans or something there now, but it was a TikTok Chinese things, no, I'm not embellishing anything whatsoever, Spring and Robert. I'm not embellishing anything. I'm telling you exactly what the story is, okay? Exactly. Verbatim of what happened. And it wasn't just me that they kicked off the property. It was a few other people that I know personally that have right-wing leanings. So if you at all are any kind of a right-winger, you'll get kicked out of a Mark Carney event. Guaranteed. And I've seen that even with Trudeau, when Trudeau was in power as well. There were people that tried to get into Trudeau things in Edmonton, and they got kicked out. And they came out and they go, yeah, I got in, and then they singled me out once I was in there, and then they told me that I'm trespassed out of there, And it wasn't podcasters or anything like that. It was just people on social media that they obviously were scouring over social media and looking at their posts and seeing whether or not they were pro-liberal or whether they were anti-liberal or said anything negative about the Liberal Party. And if you say anything that they don't like, the Liberals don't like, well, then you're not allowed to attend their events because they're scared of you. They're scared of you opening your mouth and you saying anything in the crowd that they might not like. So they don't even allow you to attend the event, right? Because they're afraid that you might open your mouth and say something negative to their to Carney or to the Liberal Party or to whatever they're doing, So yeah, I can't even stand there with a video camera and video them. And really, I didn't say a damn thing. All I was doing was just videoing the people, videoing the event, and just waiting for something to happen. That's all I was doing, was standing there with a video camera. And, they're afraid of that. They're afraid of guys like me. The Liberal Party's afraid of me, really, honestly. And all I can do is laugh and go, yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me, because, I don't have too much good to say about the Liberal Party. I will say whatever I think about the Liberal Party, and I'm an open-minded person. And if the Liberal Party doesn't like an open-minded person and is like, no, we're going to ban him from the event because, he's an open-minded person, and we think that he might say something that we don't like. For that reason, he's going to be banned. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Okay, so that's just the way it is. Play the video, yeah. I actually do have the video of me being banned from that event and me being thrown out of the event. And if you look at my live videos, it's on one of my live videos on this channel of me being at that event and getting thrown off of the parking lot, out of there by security. It actually happened, and I could actually show you the event. I'm not embellishing anything. I have proof, and the proof is video on my channel. So take the time to go back and look at the video, and you will see that when Mark Carney, and this would have been probably about a year and a half ago or something like that, when Mark Carney was in Edmonton just before he became Prime Minister of Canada. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, so, yeah, let's hear what the police have to say about this whole thing in Edmonton. We've got this little clip here from CTV News, threw this one together here. And I think this guy is from the police department. And really, Jack posted this one here from CTV News. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Get these radicalized groups out of it. So you've got radicalized groups in Edmonton with the police department. Police department is turfed out of the event. Here's what the police department has to say about this whole event here.
Police will not be marching in the parade.
This statement comes after LGBTQ2S+ and BIPOC community members plan to boycott the parade. The groups say a police presence is a danger to the safety of their community.
Oh, what? So if the police are in the parade, that is a danger to the LGBTQ community. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. What's the difference whether they're actually standing there with a sign that says police for gay on the parade or whatever the sign is going to say, or they're around the parade doing like, closing off roads and watching for violence, or, just being the police, like what the police normally do on some kind of a parade or something like that. Like, this is the epitome of ridiculousness, honestly.
Gonna be dragging our communities in.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Did I see a sign there that says diversity? They're not very diverse. Inclusivity. Yeah. When I go down the Pride Corner over there and they call me racist, that's not inclusivity. Life, healing, sunlight, harmony, spirit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those people are the least inclusive people that I come across at any time in my life. Okay. Other than the Liberal Party, because they're not very inclusive either. They'll throw you out of their event as well. But not inclusive in my book, that's for sure.
Dragging our communities into spaces that are gonna cause harm to them.
And who's this guy? Who's this guy? Where did he come from? And he's belly aching about the police there. Oh, give me a break.
Now a non-profit for LGBTQ2S+ refugees and new.
Oh, and what's with those colors there? What do those colors mean? The light pink and the light blue. What do those colors mean? Like, what's the meaning of that stuff? Like, what?
To Canada cut ties with the parade. Rarica made similar demands in 2018 and 2025. Members say any police at Pride is a danger to their community. A law enforcement expert says respecting community is important.
Yeah, well, guess what? They're not going to be flying a gay flag walking in your parade, but the police will be at the parade. They will be there. You will see their police cars rolling around there. They'll be blocking off streets. They'll be doing all kind of stuff. So whether you like it or not, the cops are going to be there, and they're going to be watching what you're doing. So, try and ban them from the parade. It's not going to work. All it is just making a bunch of publicity and making you guys look bad.
But not when it could put lives at risk.
The concerns at a Pride parade are people that are anti-LGBTQ2S+ community people coming and creating a problem.
Well, hang on. Who are those people? Is that the police? So are you trying to say, that you're worried about the police being in your parade and the police are going to do something, attack the LGBTQ community or create a disturbance or something like that? You think that the police are the ones that are going to do that? But why would you be worried about some other people be causing a disturbance or doing something at the parade because the police are at the parade or in the parade? Like, I don't get it. I don't get this part of the whole story here. It just doesn't make sense.
Plus community people coming and creating a problem, and there could be violence there. And I think that's one of the roles of the police, is to prevent that.
Yeah. Well, the police are going to be there. they're just not going to be in the parade because you're telling them, we don't want you to be in the parade, right? But, you know, it's funny that they'll go, no, we don't like the police. But when something happens to them, who are they first to call? They're going to be calling the police first, right? Whenever there's some kind of a problem there. Anyways, I didn't even want to talk about that. That just popped up in my feed here. And, you know, because of that, I just thought that I would, you know, talk about that because it was something to do with my city, whatever. I won't even be going to the parade. So, you know, all I know is that the last time I did go to one of those things, and they had both a parade and they had kind of a little festival situation set up there in my area in Old Strathcona. So I did go to the you know, where they had a bunch of you know, in a big yard, open grassy area, and they had a bunch of tents set up, and they were selling various things, and they had various things there, and they had some women walking around in that one of those things there where they were, what would you call that? But they didn't have any tops on, put it that way. They didn't have any tops on, and they were letting it all hang out, right? And then they had some guys walking around with their junk hanging out, you know, and it was, you know, it was, in my mind, it was like pretty embarrassing. It was embarrassing, I think, for those people that were doing that. I don't know why the hell they were doing that, what they were trying to prove or whatever. But, you know, to me, it's just, I had to, you know, like shy away, like look the other direction. It's like, oh my God, look at that. Those things are sagging. You know, if you're gonna walk around without a bra on or something like that, at least have some boobs that aren't sagging, you know, too bad, you know, something that at least looks half appealing or something. But the women that were doing that were, oh, it was like, you know who in the hot tub, you know what I mean? It's like you didn't want to see it. You didn't want to see it. It was just a terrible situation there. But anyways, yeah, that's the kind of thing that was going on there. So, you know, I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. It's just, you know, it might be okay for you. And yeah, it's like you're you know, wanting to let the saggy things hang out there and show the world and whatever. But yeah. It's not appealing, not good. You know, if what you're trying to do is trying to get us heterosexual guys, you know, motivated to be behind the movement, showing us your saggy boobs is not going to cut it. You know, do something else. You know, that's going to work a little bit better for you. Okay, I'm just saying. So for that reason, I won't be going to the Pride Parade in Edmonton. I'll be, you know, I won't be boycotting it. But if I was in Edmonton, I probably just wouldn't go because I know what to expect there. And yeah, it's just not great. Not great. Oh, how do I get into these things? Oh my God. Okay. I ran across this story here, which is kind of interesting. Let me bring this one in here. This is from Leanne Melendez, and yeah, she's a broadcaster in the United States, and she enrolled, or her son is enrolled at the University of Berkeley in California, and so she enrolled her son at the university, and she just dropped her son off at the University of Berkeley housing, right, where the housing for the university is located. And as they were approaching, they saw this behind his apartment. Okay, so she's, you know, probably the liberal mother with the liberal son attending the liberal University of Berkeley, and she's pissed off at what it looks like around the apartment where her son is going to be staying, attending the University of Berkeley. So, yeah, all I can say is, yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. This is the liberal mom pissed off at probably the stuff that she was involved with to allow this stuff to happen. And it's like, oh, it's okay for this crap to go on, but not in my backyard, or not where my son is going to be going to university. But welcome to reality here, you know. Welcome to reality. This is the reality in California, you know, right outside of the university housing. If you want to go to university at the University of Berkeley, yeah, you might be staying in an apartment where this is out back here, you know, so get used to it, okay? How about that? There you go. Say liberal again. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to say liberal. I just have to open up my feed and just see what the hell is going on. Yeah, okay, you guys are talking about Alberta, and yeah, you want me to move to the United States or something like that. Yeah, all I can say is here's a girl.
They can't afford.
Here's a girl that lives in Alberta, and I would say that she would be a young person living in Alberta. So let's hear what a young person has to say about Alberta independence. Okay, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen up.
Am I in favor of Alberta independence? Well, as a young adult, age 23, I still find my perception is molded by others, and on the topic of Alberta independence, there's no exception. After listening to all the questions and concerns of all generations, if ever there was a ballot in front of me on whether or not to vote Alberta out of Canada, my pencil will be checking yes, and it'll be doing so with confidence. Now, confidence in what, you ask? Alberta's success? How do you know? Well, really, I don't. I'm not always naive. And on the subject of forming a new nation, fostering a new culture as consequence, I'm indubitably not naive. That's a big ask, an important one. And anything that important is bound to be difficult. Howbeit, I am a Harry Potter connoisseur, so in the words of Dumbledore, dark times lie ahead of us, and there will be a time when we must choose between what is right and what is easy. I'd be voting with confidence that my future is finally in my own fingers. I want kids. I want a property with real grass. I want a car that won't break down in 2 years because it's secondhand. My best friends are leaving Alberta because they can't afford rent, insurance, schooling, appropriate food, all at the same time. They said to me upon our goodbye, "We wish we had what your family does." The only reason I can afford to be as politically involved and entrepreneurial as I am is because I have 7 people in my household, 7 incomes, holding myself and 4 other young adults in this house afloat. I have a rare gift that my friends don't, and they know it, and that mutilates my heart. I understand why the older generations are afraid of starting something new, but what they grew up with, that gift, is now obsolete. I'm suffering for it. If I'm a traitor to Canada for voting for a better future, they're a traitor to their grandkids for voting against their future. This isn't about Canada. This isn't about Alberta. This is about the youth. I'm choosing the next generation because relinquishing Canada is nowhere near as treacherous as remaining in it. This testimony is the result of apathy from all Canadians, all of us. The lack of involvement and education in our population has left us all equally derelict. This is not an Alberta issue, and I have to do something to change it, even if it's arduous. So I'm voting yes to Alberta independence.
Wow. That's the first time that I actually heard that. I listened to the very beginning of that, but I never really listened to the whole thing. But wow. for those of you asking me, why don't I move to the United States? That's why. East Coast owner in Alberta. Isn't that telling? That is from the youth. And you know who are more likely to vote for independence in Alberta? The youth. The youth. The older people are like, elbows up, elbows up. Oh, I've already got a house, and I really don't care. You know, I'm okay with the way I am. Like, all I'm worrying about is my Canadian pension, right? My Canadian pension. I don't want to lose my Canadian pension, so I'm going to vote to stay in Canada because I'm worried about my pension. I'm like self-centered. I don't care about children. I don't care about grandchildren. You know, that's the reason that I am pro-Alberta independence, is because I am more worried about the young people in Alberta. Okay. And hey, sorry if you're a young person in the rest of Canada, because you're not going to have the benefits of living in Alberta. Although, hey, you're more than welcome to move to Alberta. RV. You saw what it was like coming to Alberta here. You know, if you don't like it, hey, you're more than welcome to move somewhere else in Canada, or to live somewhere else in Canada where the cost of living is higher. And just imagine being in a place in Canada that is now the country of Alberta, and you don't have to pay the federal income tax, that you don't have to pay the GST, the 6% or 5% or whatever they're going to charge you on every single thing that you buy, that you're not going to have to pay the 10 cents a liter in federal tax, and that you're not going to have to pay the extra money that is charged, the 600% tax that is charged to the oil companies, that they're passing on to you with higher fuel charges because of the federal government. There's so many taxes that go on federally in Canada. It's unbelievable. And, you know, we will be completely free. It will be a complete different lifestyle in this province. You will see businesses flocking to Alberta because it will be the haven of low-cost business operations in all of North America. This will be the greatest place in North America to be living. Really, honestly. And you guys are like, no, elbows up, elbows up. We want to pay more taxes, you know. And like, get this. Okay, I was talking about TikTok, okay? I was in this TikTok chat, and I'm not a TikToker, okay? And I opened up an account 4 years ago on TikTok. But I didn't do anything. You know, I didn't post anything. I didn't look at the TikToks, but I opened up an account, right? Because everyone goes, yeah, TikTok. Okay, yeah. Okay, 4 years ago, I go over there. I took a look at it. I scroll through a few things. I go, yeah, no, I'm not really into scrolling through vertical videos. I'm into watching long-form YouTube content like this, live stuff, horizontal stuff where you can actually see things on your whole computer screen or on your big screen TV, not little TikTok videos where the women are dancing, you know, or bullshit like that. But anyways, I went into this TikTok panel because they have these panels there now, right? Vertical panels, right? And I went into this Forever Canada panel. And I was talking to some of the Forever Canadian people where they all had little flags on their avatars and whatever. And, you know, I go in there and right away they're running me down, you know, like, because I'm saying like, oh, I'm in Alberta and I'm for independence, you know. And they go over and look at my profile and they go, oh, look at that. He says he's a influencer and he only has like 1,500 people following him, you know. Oh, what an influencer, you know. And I'm right away, I'm saying I'm a influencer on Facebook and YouTube. You know, hey, I may not be an influencer, but hey, if you call me that, well, I guess I'm an influencer. I don't think I'm influencing anybody out, though, to be honest with you. But, you know, I put that on there as a joke more than anything, because I really don't give a shit what you think of me. You know, I call people celebrities all the time that have a YouTube channel with 100 people, you know, who gives a shit? You know, you're out there having fun. That's the name of the game. But anyways, you know, I say, well, yeah, well, what do you think about Mark Carney and Brookfield, you know? And they're going like, oh, we love Mark Carney and Brookfield. Yeah, I'm going to buy Brookfield stock, and I think everybody should buy Brookfield stock because Mark Carney is promoting Brookfield. And we love Mark Carney, and we love the fact that he's, you know, spending Canadian money on, you know, things that Brookfield is, you know, making money off of. They love stuff like that, you know. And I'm thinking, are these people crazy? Like, there's such a conflict of interest in everything that Mark Carney is doing. Is when he announces that he's going to spend a couple $2 billion on something, and Brookfield is connected to that. Like, for example, he's wanting to give away money, Canadian money, billions of dollars for heat pumps in Eastern Canada, right? He comes up with a program like that to give away, I don't know if they're free heat pumps or subsidized heat pumps. And of course, the heat pump company that already got a bunch of money from that, we know is a company by the name of Trane, Trane, which is a subsidiary of Brookfield, right? And so it's like he's announcing stuff that is going to, you know, pump up Brookfield, right? And we all know that he has shares in Brookfield, whatever, or, you know, shares in the back room there, whatever. And, you know, he's so heavily invested in that stuff, and he's pumping all the time money into stuff that Brookfield is involved with, that it's unbelievable. And these people are okay with that. The liberal people in the TikTok thing are like, oh, yeah, well, I think, hey, Tommy, why don't you invest in Brookfield? You know, you should invest in Brookfield because we know that Carney is making Brookfield good, and we're all investing in Brookfield because we think Brookfield is the way to go. That's what we're all doing. That's what the liberals are doing. Why am I saying liberals? Because they are not the smartest people in the world. You know, when you have a prime minister and a lot of some of the smart liberals are going, Carney is not so much a left-leaning liberal. He is quite right-wing because he was out for the corporate interest. Because let's face it, everyone says the right-wingers are the corporate people. They're out for the corporate interests, right? That's what Mark Carney is. He is far more right-wing than he is left-wing because he is bolstering the corporate interests of Brookfield all the time. And these liberals are going, oh, well, Tommy, you should buy Brookfield stock. You know, what the hell is the matter with these people? That is the stupidest thing that I've ever heard. You know, that, yeah, well, how about this, that he should allow different companies to be able to benefit from whatever the things are that he's spending money. You know, if it's my money and if it's taxpayer money, which it is, it comes from me, it comes from you, it comes from everyone. And I don't like the fact that he's always benefiting one company that he apparently it has some dibs on and has some stock options. I don't know if he owns stocks in there, but we have heard that he has stock options in Brookfield. So, you know, all I can say is shame on him for constantly bolstering Brookfield on a lot of things that he's doing. Go to Moose on the Loose. Go over to Moose on the Loose. Check out his channel because he has a big display of all of the different things that Mark Carney is involved in and that Brookfield is involved in, and all of these different ways that he is making sure that the group of companies that he is involved in are benefiting from the Canadian taxpayer. And all I can say is shame on him, shame on everything that's going on there. Jeannie, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Exactly. You know, just go over to Moose on the Loose. I wish that somebody in the chat that's a mod, if you can find his. Actually, Jeannie, I'm gonna make you a mod. Okay, I'll make you a mod so that you can drop a link. I'll just add you as a moderator. And find Moose on the Loose if you can, and drop his link in here. Just label it as being Moose on the Loose, and then drop his link so that we can see what's going on there. East Coast Donor, I'll make you a mod in here too. Stand by here. So one of the two of you, if you can find that link for Moose and drop it in there. Feel free to drop other stuff, but make sure, don't just drop a link that is not labeled. If you're going to drop any kind of a link or anything in my chat, make sure that you label it as to what it is, like Moose on the Loose and then the link or whatever. And yeah, away we go with that. Yeah, what else is happening? I'm talking about Alberta independence, but I'm also talking about world news and stuff like that, a little bit of everything. So let's see what else is doing here. Oh, what about that illegal garbage dumper? Okay, I know that... I don't know if I saved it here. Let me just look through my thing here and find it out here. Oh, yeah. I like this one here. This one was funny. We had the Mark Carney thing here and Donald Trump. Yeah, you can't make this up. The Mark Carney Donald Trump thing. It is the Carney art of the kneel. The art of the kneel is what happened with regards to the trade negotiations between Canada and the United States. And Mark Carney ended up taking the art of the kneel, as you can see here, where he bowed down to Trump. And we're gonna let's just wait until the end of the day here and see exactly what this deal is. By the way, Carney, I believe, asked Trump not to make public what the deal was. Now, how idiotic is that? Carney is doing such a shitty job of negotiating with Trump that he wants Trump to hide the deal on trade between Canada and the United States, to hide it and not let Canadians know what kind of a shitty deal that Mark Carney did with Trump. But, basically, Trump wants no tariffs whatsoever on goods going into Canada. And he wants to tariff some goods coming into the United States, the same as he did with every other country. We know what Trump did there, right? You're not going to get away without some kind of tariffs going into the United States. He wants to bring the jobs back to the United States, right? So he's got Mark Carney down on his knees on this whole deal. Mark Carney doesn't want Trump to release what the details are. It was like 50% tariffs on some items, but he's going to drop them down to 25%. Trump is. And Mark Carney is begging. He's begging those provinces that took the alcohol off the shelves, like BC and Ontario, and what else was there? Kinnu in Manitoba. They took the American alcohol off the shelves, and now Mark Carney is begging those provinces to put the alcohol back on the shelves. But then you have the media, that's a paid media that's paid by the Liberals, by Mark Carney and the Mark Carney government. They're saying, they're putting the alcohol back on the shelves, but the media is actually telling people, but Canadians, don't buy American alcohol. Don't buy that alcohol, because it's bad to support Americans. We have to make the Americans feel bad about that whole thing. Here's an actual clip of the thing. This is from the Globe and Mail. This is what the Canadians are actually telling the Canadian people to do. Canada, it may come back to the shelves, but do not buy the U.S. booze. Oh no, yeah, okay. So pay the media more, Mark Carney, to get that word out there of exactly what you want. But Mark Carney is going to say, no, I never told people not to buy U.S. No, I never told Canadians not to visit the United States. No, I never told Canadians not to buy American products. Yeah, but why is it that the mainstream media, the left-wing, the left-leaning mainstream media, paid for by the Canadian government, right? So they're bowing down to the wishes of the Liberal government, are coming out with crap like that. Meanwhile, here in Alberta, we never took booze off of the shelves. Where's my can of Coors, right? You guys saw me drinking Coors on the thing here. I will just drink more Canadian or American booze. That's what'll happen. In fact, this is more likely here of what we're going to be doing in Canada here. This is what guys like me are going to be doing, right? This is what it's all about here. We're going to be I'm going to be buying more American booze, and drinking more American booze because the government is telling me not to drink American booze. Let me just bring that up a little bit here. That's me buying twice as much American alcohol, so some liberal boycotter out there doesn't make any difference at all, right? That's what we're into here. Yeah, that's me out there at the liquor store right there. That's what I'll be doing. So screw you liberals, screw you liberal media, screw you Mark Carney. We don't give a shit about you. Yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, welcome to the Tommy Temper Show, and welcome to reality, where I don't just bow down to whatever the government tells me to do, but we do what we want to do. And that's why in Alberta, the Conservatives never did take the booze off the shelves. So, and we never did tell anybody to stop drinking American liquor here in Alberta. You know, that's why we're different people in Alberta here. You know, I know that there's liberal people out there, you know, in the audience watching, and you know, telling us, oh, why don't you move to the United States? You know, yeah, exactly. Big D says, Tommy, you never answered my question the other day. What do you think about Trump selling early access to Truth Social for $100,000 a year? I don't know. I think I subscribed, or not subscribed, but made an account on Truth Social, but I don't go on there and I don't look and see what he's doing. And so I don't know what he's doing there. Early access to Truth Social. I don't know anything about that. And if he's trying to do something to make money, remember, Trump is a businessman, and Trump he started Truth Social himself. It's his own mouthpiece, right? Because he got kicked off of X by the liberals that owned X, if you remember that. So that's why he started Truth Social. So I don't know anything about early access to Truth Social. I'm not on there. It's too small of a platform. I'm on X. Trump is on X. Trump has an account on X. So if he posts something, I see his crap that he posts over on X there. So not a big deal about that one there. Yeah, and then we've got this person here, the O Show, Laura Babcock. Okay, here's one for you liberal people. This is for the liberals out there. Yeah, let's see what she has to say, the O Show. So you liberals, you like to hear something from the liberal side of things, so we'll show you Babcock and what she has to say on the liberal side of things, okay? This is for you liberals out there. You guys go, hey, Tommy, you say liberal way too often. Yeah, okay, well, here's one for you.
We're not only in a trade war, we might be in real war. And the last thing we need is for anybody to take our patriotic battle cry of elbows up to Canadians and mock it and put it down. When Pierre Poilievre says elbows down, he is echoing MAGA talking points and attacks on our country. You can criticize Mark Carney all you want. It's your job. But you don't have to do it by denigrating Canada's sense of power and purpose and patriotism in this critical moment for our sovereignty and our economy. We're not only in a trade war, we might be in real war. And the last thing we need is for anybody to take our patriotic battle cry of elbows up.
Oh, Babcock. Don't take our patriotic cry of elbows up away from us. Yeah. Can somebody please do a wellness check on Laura Babcock? Because I think she's having a mental breakdown over there on the O Show. Oh, how bad the show is, basically. It's what that is. I don't know how that comes up on my feed there, but she's having a mental breakdown. So somebody go over there and do a wellness check on Laura Babcock, the liberal podcaster out there who has a pretty big audience. So, you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, think the way that she does there, which is pretty crazy. Oh, yeah. What about this guy here, the NDP, which is kind of like liberal, right? NDP is like liberal. And you have this deal going on between Canada and the United States, where we're trying to get this trade deal gone, and he's got the American booze that he's taken off the shelves, and Carney has told him to put the booze back on the shelves. Wab Canoe is the guy's name, and he's the premier of the glorified swamp of Manitoba. And he says, I think we should fight. I think Donald Trump is very weak. I think America is weaker around the world today than it was a year ago. And I think we've got the upper hand. They're back on their heels now, and they're coming to Canada for a deal. I don't know that Canada has the upper hand on this deal. Like, come on.
With the deal, is it enough tariff relief? Is Canada giving up too much? Like, what's your main complaints?
I think we should fight. I think Donald Trump is very weak. I think America is weaker around the world today than it was a year ago. He's about to get slaughtered in the midterms, and the cost of living is the number one issue, and he is completely out of touch with the cost of living of Americans. I think we should fight. I think we've got the upper hand. They're back on their heels right now. They're coming to us for a deal. And so I think we should fight.
Yeah. I think that the Americans have the upper hand on us here. And I don't really think that we've got, other than taking their booze off the shelves, which you've done, and you're being begged by Carney to put your booze back on your shelves there. You've even come out with a clip stating that. I should find that clip where he's whining about being told by Carney to put the booze back on the shelves there. But Canoe, he's NDP. NDP is liberal, even further left than the Liberals, right? He's the NDP leader of Manitoba. And I think you're right. He's absolutely delusional, really, honestly. That's funny to see that. Canoe. Yeah, Canoe. What about these fires? You guys have heard about these fires. We're going to flip-flop between different stories just because I've got nothing lined up. This is the Tommy Temper Show that goes with, I'll talk about anything and everything in no particular order, but apparently these fires in British Columbia that have been devastating in the Okanagan area there and burning houses and stuff like that. Of course, the liberals out there, the elbows up crowd, have been saying it's all global climate change. It's climate change that are starting all these fires, and the fires are because of global warming and climate change and this kind of stuff. And then you go, oh, okay. And then after a week or so after the fires are under control, then stories like this come out. Leftist lunatics are starting the fires, and our media machine claims climate change. That's the state of Canada. I feel like one day we'll even find out that these individuals were paid to set the fires. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. But the story goes, a third woman in 2 weeks is now accused of lighting fires in the BC interior. Why are middle-aged women starting fires? Why is this happening? Like, what the hell is going on here? That they're starting fires. So many fires in the interior region of British Columbia, and perhaps just as surprisingly, the RCMP are actually reporting on it. That is interesting, because usually the RCMP are not reporting on it, right? But here's a woman that apparently was arrested for or accused of lighting the fire, some of the fires in British Columbia. Just look at her. Anything look kind of maybe a little bit off with this particular person here? Yeah. Just saying. Just that might particularly look like the face of somebody that was potentially lighting the fires in British Columbia. That's what they look like. That's who they are. And but no, it's not them. It's not some kind of a liberal woman out there that's lighting the fires. It's climate change. Climate change. It's all about the climate change. That's what's going on there. Yeah, climate change. Hang on. Let me bring me up in my camera a little bit here, just for half a second here. I just need to pop me up a little bit here. I'm sitting a little bit low on the screen here, so if I can bring myself up a little bit. There you go. Now we're popped up a little bit. That's a little bit better. Okay. On to the next story here. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is the clip of Canoe being begged by Mark Carney to put the booze back on the shelves. So, yeah, let's listen to this little clip here of how Mark Carney begged him to put the booze back on the shelves to appease Donald Trump. So make sure he can make a deal with Donald Trump.
By the Prime Minister that he wants us to put the booze back on the shelves.
Without giving you details?
They gave us some details, and other stuff they said they're still nailing down. So he was, I wouldn't say that he was begging us, but what is the step before begging?
Oh, what's the step before begging? Pre-begging. He was pre-begging you to put the booze back on the shelves. No, Carney was begging you to put the booze back on the shelves. Like, come on, Canoe. Just say it. Come on. You're alluding to it. What's the step just before begging? I don't know. You tell me.
Told by the Prime Minister that he wants us to put the booze back on the shelves.
Without giving you details?
They gave us some details, and other stuff they said they're still nailing down. So he was, I wouldn't say that he was begging us, but what is the step before begging? So I get it from his perspective. Why does he want us to take the booze off the shelves? He's the one who got on the phone with Donald Trump, which, I don't think any of us want to be on the phone with Trump or in a photo with him. But there you go.
Oh, he doesn't like Donald Trump. What? He doesn't even want to be in a photo with Donald Trump. Never mind even talk to him.
Oh, somebody has to do it. Thank you, Mark Carney, for doing it. And you can understand he got to a place where he can recommend a deal to Canadians. But I think for the rest of us, okay.
Is the Prime Minister saying to the provinces, if you don't put the booze back on the shelves, we won't have a signed deal by the end of the week?
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
It sounds like you're not enthused at the process.
That's right.
Of putting the booze back in this house, but you
leave it there is my. When we put the American booze back on the Liquor Mart shelves, Canadians, leave it there.
What? Do you hear what he's saying? When they put the booze back on the shelves in Manitoba, he's telling Canadians, he's telling the Manitoba people to leave it there, not buy it. Don't buy American booze. Do you hear that? Americans, what do you think about that? What do you think about these despicable politicians in Canada here, where they're like there's so much hatred. Can you not see the hatred from this guy against Trump and against Americans and against American products? Unfrickin' believable, and he's sitting there smiling about it, telling the people in Canada, we're going to put the booze back on the shelves just to make a deal with the States, but don't buy any booze, whatever you do. Americans, what do you think about that?
Putting the booze back in this house, but you
leave it there is my. When we put the American booze back on the Liquor Mart shelves, Canadians, leave it there. Spend your money on Canadian products that are going to employ people in our country and that have an administration that respects Canada.
This morning.
Wow. What do you think about that? Personally, I don't like that. Disloyal. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we all need to live together. We need an economy that is like, intertwined. And just remember, and there are a lot of Americans there too that I would imagine would think, well, Donald Trump is he's pushing a pretty hard line, to a lot of different countries out there and putting tariffs up against almost every country there is out there to try and bring jobs back to the United States. So he's kind of a bit of a hard liner. And, will Trump be in power forever? The answer would be no. In fact, he's been president for 2 terms, and that's going to be it. After this term, he will not be president again, right? Because that's the way your your constitution is written there that you can be president for 2 terms, apparently. So after this 4 years of Trump being in there, Trump won't be in there again. There may very well be another Republican that will be just as hardline as him, but maybe not. Who knows? This is just where we are at this moment in time. But to be so hardlined against American products, and he probably is the guy that's also telling people, with that rhetoric of don't visit the United States, don't buy any kind of American products. It doesn't matter whether it's booze or whether it's food on your shelves or anything else. Just basically boycott anything American because I don't like Donald Trump, right? That's what he's really saying. He's like your lefty liberal up here in Canada, and it's almost like some kind of a disease or something, the way these people think, unbelievable. If I was a politician, I should have been a politician, but you know what? Probably the biggest reason that I never became a politician was the fact that there's too many devious people out there that want to just do you in. They want to blackball you. They want to say so many mean things about you. They want to throw you under the bus. They want to, just cut you down and stuff like that. And, I'm not into that. It's bad enough having a little podcast on YouTube or being on Facebook and watching the comments that come in on Facebook or YouTube here, because it's just as bad. You know what I mean? It's terrible. Tommy, are you sure that Trump will find a way to get away with what he wants? Have you not been paying attention? Absolutely. Trump will he will absolutely get what he wants, right? Like, I know, like, I've read the book Art of the Deal. Like, I've read the book, I've read the book Art of the Deal. And basically this is the epitome of the art of the deal here with this video here. It's now turned into the art of the kneel with Canada, okay? And the book is pretty precise in the way, and the book was not written by Trump, but written about Trump. And the way that Trump deals is like this, okay? He's like a guy that deals with real estate. He likes buying and selling stuff, okay? So if you're into buying and selling stuff, like I am, okay, you understand that there's different ways of making a deal. You can be a hardliner. It's like, okay, you have an item and you or you have a thing that you want to buy. Let's say you want to buy something, and you set a price that you want to buy it for, and it doesn't matter if or whatever the price is that the guy is asking, you want it at a certain price. You will only pay that amount, and you're not going to waver from that price. So you're like a hardliner. Okay. And the same thing is when you're selling something. When you're selling something, you can say, well, I want $10 for that item. And it doesn't matter if somebody comes up to you and says, well, I'll pay $8 for that item. And if you go, no, I want $10 and take it or leave it, $10, right? So that would be like a hard liner where he's got his price. It's already set. And you're not going to get it for any different price than that, okay? In other words, you don't bargain on anything. There's nothing to bargain about. That's not what Trump is. Trump is a bargainer, right? And he's almost like the 50% type bargainer, right? Because you can tell the way he does it, right? Because he comes out and he says, well, I want the deal at 50%, 50% tariff, okay? What do you have to offer, okay? Canada, what do you offer? And what do you got there? What are you going to give us in return? Or what are you going to do? And you know that Trump's actual number is probably half of whatever it is that he's asking for. So if Trump asks for a 50% tariff, in his mind, he will bend to a 25% tariff, right? You know that. You know that he's not a hard liner at the 50%. He's going to go highball on what he wants, and then he's not going to go down to zero, right? Because you know that he's not given any country in the world zero tariffs of selling their shit into the United States. He has a tariff for every single country. So no country is going to get away with selling shit to the United States with zero tariffs. It's just not going to happen. But whatever his number is, he's going to ask for double of whatever that number is. So Canada is probably only going to get away with a 25% tariff of selling stuff into the States. Maybe a 15% tariff on some items like an automobile or something like that, right? And he's got different tariff numbers on different things, whether it be steel, copper, aluminum, automobiles, automobile parts, fruit, vegetables, milk, any kind of stuff like that. And likewise, he wants zero tariffs of stuff coming into your country. He doesn't want to see any tariffs on stuff coming into Canada, but he has certain tariffs that he wants to put on items coming into the United States. He knows that the United States is the largest economy in the world, okay? He knows that he holds the keys to whatever is going on. And every country in the world wants to sell stuff to the United States. And the reason for that is because the United States has the largest amount of money to buy products, right? And you can say, well, what about the Europe, or what about Japan, or what about China, or whatever? Yeah. Try selling stuff to China. They don't pay much for anything because they can make stuff cheaper in China than you can anywhere else in the world. They're not going to spend more for stuff from Canada or the United States at all, period. But they can manufacture stuff that's cheaper than what you can in the States. So for that reason, he's going to tariff the shit coming in from China. And likewise, why buy stuff from Canada when you can actually do the stuff in the United States? For example, wood, they have trees in the United States. They can cut down trees. They can make lumber. They can make steel. They can make aluminum. They can make anything that and Trump has said that many times. Whatever you guys are trying to sell us up there in Canada, we can make the same bloody stuff here in the United States, right? Well, with the exception of the oil, and we're funneling down there 400 million barrels of oil a day from Alberta, and you notice that there's not much tariff on the oil. Notice that it's treated a little bit differently than the other stuff coming from Canada, and for that reason, Alberta has a lot of clout in the United States. If Alberta becomes a separate country, we will end up with a deal with the United States. So, it'll be real easy to say, hey, if you want our oil, then don't tariff anything else coming from Alberta. It'll be that simple, right? We'll be able to make a really good deal with the United States, way better than the kind of deal that is being made with the United States with the rest of Canada. It will be absolutely glorious to deal with the United States. Meanwhile, little Mark Carney is down on his knees begging for whatever the hell kind of a deal that he's getting, and Carney is the worst negotiator ever because he didn't negotiate. He had literally 2 years, 1 year of him being in power in Canada to negotiate, a year and a half to negotiate trade deals with the United States. He didn't negotiate dick all for a year and a half. Then he comes up at the very last minute begging for the provinces to put the booze back on the shelves and shit like that. Didn't even have his ducks in a row up here in Canada, and he's begging for shit down there with the United States. Trump gives him an extra 3-day extension, right, on not putting those 50% tariffs on garbage coming from Canada. And at the end of the day, waits to the very last minute. And you know what happens when you wait to the very last minute? You don't get a very good deal. You don't. You get whatever the hell is left on the table, and you're down on your knees begging for stuff. And that's where we're at here right now, right? We're in a country where you guys have elected, you liberals are like, and you're like, oh, don't tell us elbows down. Like, don't tell us elbows down. Oh, you're actually ruining things for us here. Yeah, by saying stuff like that. Like, don't do that. Like we're crying about you telling us elbows down. Like, quit doing that already. Like, geez, what's the matter with you? It's craziness out there. Where's Babcock again? I want to hear that one more time. Yeah. What about the elbows up, elbows down thing? Elbows up, elbows down. It was all a bunch of bullshit to begin with, It's a liberal. You're brainwashed, absolutely brainwashed, you liberals out there.
We're not only in a trade war, we might be in real war. And the last thing we need is for anybody to take our patriotic battle cry of elbows up.
Don't take our patriotic battle cry of elbows up away from us, because we want the elbows up. We need it. We need it to survive. Elbows up, everyone. Oh my God. This woman is ridiculous, but that's funnier than hell when I saw that. Oh, I'm thinking, yeah, that is exactly how liberals think out there. Exactly. Oh yeah. Oh, and here's a little ditty from the liberals here again. Yeah, this is it right here. This is what the liberals are saying. Liberals are saying, Trump, you can force us to put U.S. alcohol on our shelves. You can threaten us to sell U.S. dairy. However, you cannot force Canadians to buy your shitty products. Boycott stands, Canada strong. We're not saying that here in Alberta. In Alberta, that's not what we're saying to you Americans, right? But this is what the liberals in Canada are pushing out there. You know, this is a liberal meme from this person. If you want to see a liberal poster out there, follow Kim Bo, Kiss Our Canadian Asses, right? Kim Bo, whoever that is, is always posting shit like this here, which is like really, really, when I see stuff like this, I go, wow, this is just typically what liberals are thinking, you know? And it is really disrespectful to the United States, disrespectful to our United States friends out there. And I personally don't like it. I don't like that at all. I like to be friends. You know, you guys know me on my channel. I like to be friends with everyone. In fact, I like to be friends whether you're NDPer, whether you're LGBTQ, whether you're liberal, whether you're conservative, whether you're, you know, middle of the fence, libertarian or whatever. Even the communist out there, you know. I like to be a friend with the communist and maybe educate the communist and, you know, indicate to them. I was in Facebook, or not Facebook, but TikTok, and I went into this communist guy that was spouting off about how good communism is, and like, you know, a communist guy. And, you know, I'm typing in there, have you ever visited a communist country? Have you ever been in a communist country? Have you ever seen what life is like in a communist country? Have you ever looked at any things in the past that have happened to people in communist countries? I have. I've been to many communist countries. I've been through communist countries. I've visited communist countries. I've lived in communist countries, and they are not good whatsoever. You do not want our country over here to become communist. And, you know, that's what everyone was fighting for. You remember the Cold War? I don't know if you even remember the Cold War between the United States and USSR. But, you know, back then, it was like, America didn't want to become communist, and they were, you know, fighting against communism. There was like a Cold War where it was like rhetoric going on where the Americans were bashing the USSR and the USSR was bashing Americans. And there was stuff going on shortwave radio where if you listen to those broadcasts, you know, you could hear the rhetoric going on. It's like coming in from Radio Moscow. The imperialist Americans have the nuclear bomb, and they're pointing the bomb at us with the nuclear submarines, and we need to do something about that, and we do not want to be taken over by them. Yeah, well, eventually the USR disintegrated with their communism, right? And now they don't even call it the USSR anymore, and it has become Russia, you know. and it is pretty much failing now because they got into the war with Ukraine. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Yeah. And you've got this meme here, which is about the American booze is coming back to the Canadian shelves, and yeah, American alcohol is coming back. But here's the funny part. A whole lot of Canadians are probably going to walk right past it. You can put the bottles back on the shelves, but you can't magically put the goodwill back into the bottle. Trump's tariffs pissed. Yeah, not good. Just say no. Trump's tariffs pissed off a lot of Canadians. Welcome back, American booze. Don't take it personally if we still choose Canadian. So yeah, the media in Canada is absolutely telling Canadians not to buy American booze, you know. And you have a lot of elbows up people, the whole left wing people that just follow the will of the government and the mainstream media. And when they tell people not to do something, they're like lemmings, you know. They just follow in behind. And they just do that. But the rest of us will be buying twice as much American booze, okay? So don't worry about it. For those people that aren't going to be buying it, we'll be buying twice as much, okay? I'll be picking up a 24-pack of Coors when I go to the liquor store there tomorrow, okay? So don't feel too bad about that. But, yeah, that's what's happening. That's for sure. What about Donald Trump? What does Donald Trump have to say about the whole thing? Let's bring in this little clip here from Trump, because he's the guy. He's the guy in charge down there in the United States, and he always has something to say about these tariffs and stuff like that. Let's listen to his little ditty about tariffs right here from the man himself, Donald Trump.
Good conversation with the Prime Minister last night, and we've come to a deal with Canada. As you know, the 50% tariffs across the board were going on against Canada today. And they called yesterday and they gave us the points that we had to have. Very fair deal for both. The tariffs will be non-existent for our farmers. Our farmers were paying tremendous tariffs into 400%. Canada, and those tariffs are going to be totally eviscerated. Good conversation.
Yeah. So that came up about 3 days ago, that one. That was August 19th. He said that. And he gave the deal until today. I think today is the day when the extension ends. And we're going to actually see, after today, whether or not Trump actually tells the world what the deal is with Canada, because we know that Mark Carney has instructed or tried to instruct Donald Trump to not disclose what the actual trade deal is. Like, what the hell is Mark Carney trying to hide? He's the most despicable prime minister ever to make a trade deal with the United States and then tell the United States to not disclose to the world or to Canadian citizens what that deal is. In other words, is Mark Carney making such a bad deal with the United States that he's afraid to let his voters know what kind of a shitty deal that he made with the United States? Is that what's actually going on? I think it might be. I really think it might be. All I can say is shame on Mark Carney for even insinuating that that should happen. Really, honestly. Oh yeah, and then you got this guy here that has said that this is like craziness. I don't know what's with this guy here. I saw this story there the other day, and he's basically. He came up with this whole thing telling, let me see if I can find it here. Let me find that story where this guy has come up with a story. Get this. This is some Punjabi guy. These are the people that were letting immigrate into Canada. Okay. Just listen to what he has to say here. This is a guy who works at a sugar mill in Canada. I don't know if he does or not. I don't know. This might be fake, the story that he works there. But this is apparently a guy that works at a sugar mill in Canada, and he just admitted that he walks through the sugar in his bare feet to assert his dominance, right? What is he actually trying to accomplish by admitting this disgusting behavior? Just listen to the story.
I've heard you guys are making a big fuss about a Singh that was sleeping with his feet on a table at a Tim Hortons.
Yeah, because there was a video out of a guy at a Tim Hortons with his bare feet up, sleeping whatever at a table at a Tim Hortons, right? That's how it started out. So then this guy comes up with this whole idea here. So listen to this.
I'll give you guys one better to make a fuss about. I work inside a sugar mill, and I'm sure you guys love your sugar, and this sugar provides sugar to all of Canada. I work in the sugar mill, and every day I walk through the sugar one time with my feet naked, just to assert my dominance. Here you go. Talk about this one. This one's way worse. Let him live. I've heard you guys are making a...
Yeah. What do you think of that? What the hell's the matter with these people? And then he comes out with this, I think. I don't know if this is the same clip or if this is after that whole thing. Okay. Oh, this is the first of all he said that, and then he comes up with this little ditty here. Okay, so let me play both of them here together here for you, so you can hear the two clips stitched together here. Then he came out with the second video after that. Okay, but here's the first one, and then what he had to say after that, after the blowback from the internet.
I'll give you guys one better to make a fuss about. I work inside a sugar mill, and I'm sure you guys love your sugar, and this sugar provides sugar to all of Canada. I work in the sugar mill, and every day I walk through the sugar one time with my feet naked, just to assert my dominance. Of course, I'm just as Canadian as anybody else, but because, you know, I have a turban, which he used a racial slur for, and also I primarily speak Punjabi while being a proud Canadian. I do speak English as well, as you can hear right now, but of course, a lot of people people don't want us to be able to express ourselves the way we want to lead our lives. So they have a lot of these ways of telling people how you're not enough of a Canadian to call yourself Canadian. And that also seems like it's a problem with cops that wear turbans and also cops that speak Punjabi at home. None of these are real problems. True Canadians understand multiculturalism. True Canadians understand that diversity is a strength. It's not a weakness. True Canadians understand these things.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess we just have to accept walking with bare feet through our sugar. You know, and if you want sugar in your coffee, you know, in your mind, you're going to have to just remember this guy that apparently is walking barefoot through your sugar just to assert his dominance, right? Because he's pissed off because you said something that he didn't like about somebody wearing a turban and is not Canadian in Canada. So, yeah, that's how he's going to get back to us there by putting that thought in our head that he's walking barefoot through my sugar that I'm putting into my coffee. The fuck is the matter with these people? And then they get pissed off when people say, well, if you don't like living in Canada, you know, go back to where you came from, you know. You'll have people that will say something like that. Well, you're not helping your cause whatsoever by coming on social media and saying shit like that. Like, geez, unbelievable. Terry, good to see you in the chat there. I've got Terry in there. Yeah. Anyways, that's the story from that guy, which is pretty pathetic. And, you know, and then you have other people. Like, I think there's, I don't know if I got the clip in here. Let me just look back on it. We've got the clip from this guy here that is saying, yeah, I'm taking your country down, whatever, which is kind of craziness here. I don't know what the hell this is here, but watch this one here. You've got this East Indian guy here. Look at what these guys are saying, and this is Alex Stein here talking to him about this here.
That your country is falling, India is taking over,
and I'm going to stop that. I'm going to
do your best.
I'm going to stop the invasion from a bunch of.
I'm going to become a debate bro. I'm going to take his job. I'm going to debate everything. It's going to be great. And
I know. Now we're going to have Indians debating. Oh my God! I wouldn't be surprised. They'll debate for pennies on the dollar. You know.
Hey, you're a bad person. Fuck you. And get out of here. This is new India. We are a new India.
Yeah. Hey, why do you guys eat cow poop and cow pee? Kombucha. Is that cool? Do you do that? Do you eat cow poop?
I eat a lot of cow poop.
Just a small amount.
Small. Anything
He's eating cow
So I'm
poop.
just saying, your culture, you guys eat cow poop. So
No.
So go with your grandparents.
I
and go
want
eat
you to
some cow
know.
poop.
I want you to know that your country is falling. India is taking over,
and I'm going to stop that. I'm going to
Do
stop.
your
I'm gonna
best.
stop the
Do your
invasion
best.
from a bunch
Do
of
your best, buddy.
brown poop eaters.
Do your best.
We're going to kombucha. Yeah. Are you Hindu? Are you Hindu?
Yeah.
Oh, what? You don't think that's true? You don't think Hindus worship the cow and drink their pee and eat their poop? That's just a fact. So
I just want you to know.
Go eat some cow poop.
I just
Go
want
eat
you to
some cow
know.
pee or whatever you guys do.
Can I
Listen,
respond?
you're taking away.
You just got so rage-baited by a guy who...
I'm not rage-baited at all. You said you're invading my country.
I walked away, you walked in front of me.
Because I don't want you to invade my country. That's what I'm fighting against. I'm
Too
not
late.
saying
What I'm saying is
it's
too late. We've got your country.
No,
It's
we have
over.
not got our country.
It's done.
We're going to kick you guys out. So.
That
Yeah.
your country...
That's an American clip there, by the way. But yeah, well, you could say the same thing up here in Canada, though. Pretty much the same thing going on here. It's like craziness. Absolute craziness. What's going on? And then you got this clip here with this woman here. This is in Abbotsford, BC, where this woman is basically dumping garbage. Watch this.
She's throwing
on this
trash
bridge.
in the water from the bridge.
She's dumping garbage from the bridge into the water.
She just shook her bag out. She just shook her entire dollar store bag off the edge. Excuse me. You do realize how inappropriate that is to throw trash in the water like that. I never sit down. But you have been, because we just watched you do it from across the lake. You dumped the entire dollar store bag over the bridge. I watched you do it. We have proof. Like that, you know how inappropriate, there's wildlife in this water. The camera. What? There's literally wildlife in this water and you're dumping trash. Don't talk to me, Daddy. Don't talk to me. Okay. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. There's wildlife. Don't talk to me. There's wildlife in this water, and you are. It wasn't yours. There's wildlife in this water, and you're throwing trash in it. That's disgusting. We were watching you. Not yours. Yeah, right. You still have whatever's left in your dollar store bag. Are you gonna dump the rest of it too?
Wow. So there's that video of that woman dumping her trash, her garbage, and that's a East Indian woman, by the way, like a newcomer. You could pretty much tell by her accent. Again, you know, you guys are gonna go, oh, Tommy Temper, you're racist or whatever. Yeah, okay. It's not the first time that I've been called that by everybody for everything. But that's not me throwing the garbage into the water. And she went into a schoolyard, okay, and then she threw garbage into a schoolyard after that, I think, or some other municipal location. She was also videoed doing that. The same bloody woman, a couple of days later. So it's like unbelievable that she's doing that, and she's caught on video doing that, which is unacceptable. She's being told that it's unacceptable to do that. And then it ends up that there's a little story that I found. Let me see if I can find it here, where she is arrested, or not arrested, but fined. She ended up fined by the police 2 $500 fines for doing that, for dumping her trash or whatever by the police. So she actually is probably going to learn her lesson, you know. And some people are going, well, yeah, maybe there should be more than that. Maybe she'd be turfed out of Canada or something like that for disrespecting us. But that's a problem, you know. And you guys have seen these videos over there in India where the whole country is filled with garbage. The whole country is trash. And I've heard and watched videos of people that have traveled everywhere from New Delhi to whatever, the backwoods of you know, the east part of, or the west part of India, and The whole country is completely filled with garbage. So these people have in their mind, their mindset is they're not like us over here where we're taught at a young age, don't throw your garbage out, even if you go somewhere like onto a mountain or something, whatever garbage you bring there, bag your garbage back with you. In fact, if you see some garbage, pick up the garbage and bring it back with you. Don't, wreck the environment, like that's what we're taught over here in North America. But over there, when you live in a country where people just throw their garbage all over the place, when you come to a country like Canada or the United States, you just plain do the same thing here. Whatever you did over there, you're throwing garbage everywhere. You just throw your garbage everywhere here, right? And that's exactly what's happening. And it's like we're sick and tired of that happening. Absolutely sick and tired. What's going on here? We got this video coming in here. Innisfail, Alberta. We've got these Alberta independent signs that are all over the place. And you've got these liberals, apparent liberals, that are people that are against Alberta independence. And they're coming out and they're stealing the signs that people are putting on private property. This looks like somebody's front yard. And this is their camera. And the camera, you can see there's a bug flying in front of it there or something. But just check this out. Here's somebody coming up, doesn't like the Alberta Independence sign on their property. So they're just plain stealing the sign. Okay. This is your elbows up people. This is your Forever Canada crowd, right? Going along and just stealing people's property, stealing our signs, making it so that we don't have any democracy, taking the democracy away from us people that believe in Alberta independence. So that's what you guys are doing. The person out there that's saying, Tommy Temper, why don't you move to the United States? Is that you out there stealing signs? Is that you? Because even in a little old Sylvan Lake, where I happen to be here right now, the people that are down the block from me here on the boulevard, they've had their signs stolen multiple times. I've seen where they had 4 signs up in front of their property, and then I drive by the next day and they're all gone. To the point where the guy even put up a sign there that says, quit stealing my signs. Like, that's the way it's working here. We're up here with Alberta Independence. Is it these idiots are out there stealing our signs like crazy. And it's like we're sick and tired of that stuff happening here already. Like, come on. You guys have to stop doing that. Like, quit stealing our signs. This is your elbows up crowd, right? They think that stealing Alberta independent signs is going to stop people from voting for Alberta independence. It's not. All it is going to piss people off, and more people are going to see this and going to go, what? I'm absolutely going to vote for Alberta independence because these guys here need to be stopped from what they're doing, right? And I would have to agree with that, I would have to agree with that. El Flippo, Mark Carney. Yeah. Here's a good one here. Here's Mark Carney and Donald Trump. And here's the difference between Mark Carney and Donald Trump. There's El Presidente, Donald Trump, and there's flip-flop Mark Carney. He's definitely flip-flopping. There's no doubt about that. And El Presidento is the guy that's in charge of the situation. And little old Mark Carney is, he's flip-flopping, that's for sure.
Mr. President, about the 50%. I'm ready to talk. We can make a deal.
Hey, get a load of this guy. It's Mr. Ooh, we will break all ties with the U.S. Look at you now.
Yeah, Mr. Flip-Flop. Exactly. That's what's happening down there. And we'll see, because that deal is going to be coming up here pretty soon. And we're going to be finding out what exactly is going on with that. Yeah. What's this? Many Canadians are mentally unwell. I don't know what this story is about, but there are many Canadians that are mentally unwell.
Hey everybody, Boomer Sue here. Bringing back booze. I get it. We got to negotiate with the orange shit stain. The toddler in chief. We have to appease him somehow, tell him what he wants to hear, make him feel like he won, whatever. But I have an idea. So in the LCPO, we cordon off a back room. We put a door with a little window in. You have to knock on it. They slide the window open, you know, like in the 1920 speakeasies, just like that. They say, what's a code word? You say traitor. They say, okay, come on in. And you have to go in front of everybody in the liquor store and buy your American booze. That should stop some of you. Hey, everybody, Boomer Sue here. Bringing back booze. I get it. We got to negotiate with the orange shit stain, you know, the toddler in chief. We have to appease him somehow, tell him what he wants to hear, make him feel like he won, whatever. But I have an idea. So in the LCPO, we cordon off a back room. We put a door with a little window in. You have to knock on it. They slide the window open, you know, like in the 1920 speakeasies, just like that. They say, what's a code word? You say traitor. They say, okay, come on in. And you have to go in front of everybody in the liquor store and buy your American booze.
The look of derangement. Oh, these liberals. The look of the deranged liberal woman in a nutshell. Shit stain. Folks, you can't make this shit up. You can't. Honestly. Hey, everyone. Catch you later. Take care. Stay out of trouble. You can't stay out of trouble.
In the shadow
Stay off the internet.
where the wild winds blow, Albertons rise up.
This is why we want to leave Canada right here.
Oil sands pumping black gold, beef on the grill so
Get away from it.
Grain fields waving golden, canola blooming in the sunshine. But Ottawa's taking up.
Stay in Ontario.
And fair equalization gain, sending it east to Quebec while we shoulder the blame. No more pipelines blocked, no more carbon tax chains. We're done with the feds breaking free.
Let's go.
From their reins.
Alberta freedom.
Ringing loud and true.
You betcha. Have a great day, everyone. Yeah, take care. Stay out of trouble. I'll be riding my golf cart around here because it is a beautiful day in Sylvan Lake. It's a Friday. Have a drink. Party up a little bit. You guys take care. I don't know if I'll go live a little bit later, but I might very well go live later. Let's hope that I do. And thanks, everyone. East Coast Owner, Fry TV, Partibonza, Big D, everybody else in the chat there. Real Red Mama. Thanks a lot, everyone, for being part of the program here. I may not have read all of your comments, but I'll read them later. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, we need a flat Earth panel with Fry on it. Yeah, that'll be good. Going for a bike ride. I hope I don't fall off the edge of the Earth. Yeah, exactly. Spring rebirth. Good to see you in here. Whether you're left wing, right wing, center of the road, it doesn't matter. Everyone is welcome. You know me, though. I like to point out the shortcomings of some people on one side of the fence, you know, more than the other. Nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. The world isn't perfect, but we all try and live together on this earth here. Let's try and do a better job of it all and try and get along with each other. How about that? We got Dimebag in there. Dimebag, thanks a lot for popping in. I see you in there. Keep the music alive there, Dimebag. Check out Dimebag's channel there with the karaoke. Sounding beautiful. The ice wall will stop you. Now, you won't find a criminal record on me because there is none. You won't find any skeletons in my closet because there are none. You won't find any people that I owe money to because there are none. There are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people that owe me money, though. I'll tell you that right now. A lot. There are a lot of crooks out there, I'll tell you that. There are a lot of people that don't pay their debts out there. I'll tell you that right now. That I know for sure. And there are a lot of people that are just despicable, you know, and it's like Mark Carney, for example. He hey, I would invite Mark Carney into my house here or onto my podcast to do an interview, but he wouldn't let me stand in a parking lot where he's scheduled to do an event. He wouldn't let me do that, you know. Like, I am way more, you know, inclusive than little old Mark Carney there, who's a despicable human being, really. All he wants to do is make Brookfield rich, make himself rich on the backs of the Canadians. So screw you. You know, you should do some things that are good for Canada instead of good for Brookfield. You know, and you liberals out there that are going, oh, well, I own Brookfield stock, and Tommy, why don't you buy some Brookfield stock? Screw you.
Separation's the answer, lifting us higher. No more being the wallet for a broken confederation. Freedom's our birthright, our declaration. Alberta freedom, ringing loud and true. Sovereignty calling, independence coming through.
Trudeau didn't have the balls. Trudeau didn't, you know, there were literally thousands. I would say there were probably 10,000 people that ended up in Ottawa. 10,000. There were people in the convoy and people that showed up from all the provinces and all the cities close by Ottawa that showed up to Ottawa. And Trudeau didn't have the balls to show up or even send anybody from the Canadian government to talk to anybody. And you're right. He considered everyone to probably be a criminal. He even illegally brought out the Emergencies Act. Shame on Trudeau. Absolutely shame on Trudeau. Shame on the Liberal government. Shame on Canada. You lost. The convoy won. Later, everyone. And that, my friends, is the last word.